Mic check. Alright, well, hopefully this works. Go ahead and switch it over. Well, it's apparently Saturday again. How's everybody doing? I'd rather hear about people having a good day. Nice to see you, Socks. So cool, ARF Trooper. We should still be here. I don't know how long we'll be streaming, but we'll stream for a bit. Oh snap! What you doing now, Socks? Man, Buff Daddy, you travel a lot. D-Gamer. Those are very rare and expensive. Is it like brand new in box? My crush said yes. Congratulations, Meme Thief. Always good to hear. Really? D-Gamer, you should probably go back and buy all of them. Because, as far as I remember, it's the bayonet with the two sock thrower things. Yeah, those are, like, look it up on Amazon, but I'm pretty, or on eBay, but I'm pretty sure those are stupid expensive. The only one I have is, like, not good. Was it called Close? Oh, I guess it's really not that expensive anymore. It says 30 bucks on eBay. Huh. They were a lot more expensive. They were literally like, I'm not even joking when I say they're probably like 100 bucks for like just the knife. Dreamed about you shooting me in the eye point blank with an elite Centurion. I mean, the only time I've ever shot anybody in the eye point blank was an accident, and that was to Luchathor. So, it's not a thing I typically do. Commander Carrot, this month has sucked in a lot of different ways. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't going to stream. I kind of just needed a night to chill. Because next week's also going to suck, and the week after that is also going to suck. And I'll explain why. So, I obviously moved at the beginning of the month, and it is now almost the 20th, and I have not done as much progress as I want. It's been extremely stressful. We have lighting and everything in the studio, but there's still a lot that has to be done for it to be serviceable for filming videos, which I don't know when that's going to get done, which sucks. And other than that, it's just been stress after stress after stress after stress after stress, and really nothing has, like, come together. Like, I still feel like there's just so much that needs to happen, it's never going to happen. And last night I was like, this is probably the worst decision I've ever made in my life kind of thing, because there's a lot of pressure and I can't handle it. So it's a lot of things. Like, so like where are the videos at, right? Like, where are they? I have a lot filmed, but my problem is that I moved towards making things good, making the quality that you guys expect, and moving was supposed to help maintain that quality while making everything faster. There was going to be a little bit of downtime, but there was going to be downtime. There's nothing I can do about that. And what wound up happening is just like I can't film. Like, my only option is to stand out in a bush and film, and that's not good. So I actually had most of the Tomahawk done, and the morning I wake up to edit it, my computer dies. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I basically what's happened is I was having OBS blue screen and crash all the time, which was really upsetting to me. So I was trying to fix that, and from what I wrote, what research I did, it turns out that it was a driver issue. So I spent my time updating my drivers using a program called OzLogic's Driver Updater or something like that. The free version only lets you update like one driver every 3 or 4 hours. And at like 4 o'clock in the morning before I go to bed, because I couldn't sleep because I'm so freaking stressed out, not great feeling knowing that you're laying there when there's so much that needs to be done, I decided to get up and try to multitask, and I was gonna update my drivers, and I saw something that said unknown device. And my brain goes, well, that's not good. Better update that driver so we know what that device is, right? I hit the button and the entire computer immediately blue screens and then won't boot back up. And it took a long time to get it back up. And to be perfectly honest, right now, I don't know why it's working. Because yesterday it didn't work at all. I couldn't install drivers. Everything I downloaded was either corrupted or it would fail because it couldn't download, and that didn't make any sense to me. It's like trying to install like LAN drivers, because obviously that sounds like something with the internet, and not only would it not install them because they would get corrupted constantly, but then the computer would just blue screen. I didn't know what to do. So I have reinstalled Windows, and this everything I was talking about with the drivers and issues, that was after I reinstalled Windows. So I already lost everything that I had before because I couldn't do anything, and it's been frustrating. And that's on top of me already knowing I have things I have to do. And thank God today I woke up and started working with the computer and managed to finally get AMD drivers installed and get LAN drivers installed and all the chipset drivers for my motherboard and everything installed. And it seems like it's working. I don't know why, because all I did was go to sleep, wake up, and the computer works. Kind of weird. I was expecting to have to spend all of today ripping my computer apart and dusting everything, because one little piece of dust somewhere in like a RAM stick or something would have screwed me. I did buy more RAM. That was one of the first things. I've been dealing with it for a long time, but because I shoot everything in 4K, I haven't uploaded in 4K, but I shoot everything in 4K. I didn't upload in 4K because the internet couldn't handle it. Now the internet can. So you will see 4K content coming regularly now. But trying to edit 4K footage, I had problems. I would have Vegas would constantly crash and everything like that. So I bought 64 gigs of like the best RAM I could find. So now everything seems silky smooth. Yes, Blvd. My footage is all saved on SD cards and stuff like that. I have like 3 or 4 hard drives installed. And honestly, this morning, what my plan was, thinking that maybe my NVMe drive was dead, is that I was going to drive and go buy one from like Best Buy or something like that. And I'm still kind of thinking about doing that because I'd like to just have another big drive in there. So I might. It's a thought. I basically took out a business loan, so I have some funds to do some stuff. And we were talking about like what needs to be done to get the studio up and running and everything. Hopefully that comes to pass. It's pretty close, to be perfectly honest. I have shot stuff in the studio, but the audio was so bad I basically relegated it to B-roll. And my goal in the near future is to get to a point where I can film everything in the studio. I want to get absolutely every facet of the video done in the studio. The only thing I obviously can't really do is like good ranged footage. And I'm struggling on that. So Coop shoots down like a hallway at his front door or something like that, and his videos do well, so I guess people have a low tolerance for it. Drac literally just shoots us off in the distance. You can't see where the darts are going or anything like that, and people seem to accept that to some degree. I spent a lot of time getting the setup that I had before. Obviously now ranges are completely different, and unfortunately I don't have, 200 feet of flat, even ground right now. I have range, but not really 200 feet. And one of the places that I do have that kind of range, there is there's like, it's not a good frame for a video, if you know what I mean. But possible, like the driveway is long enough to do that, and you can see darts on gravel and stuff, so maybe I'll redo the driveway or something like that and make it a little bit nicer. But I still wanted, I thought it looked nice, Amjiki. I thought the way that things were set up for the range testing looked really nice, and it stood out. And honestly, range testing is completely superficial. There's almost no point to it at all, but at the same time, it was like, if I could have a minute or two in there, it would help. So, we'll see. We will definitely see. I do have the Gunpower SMT, which would help with a range testing setup. I do have plans to hopefully crack that thing open and splice in like an Elgato, because it's just an HDMI monitor that a like Android tablet is plugged into, and all the sensors are plugged into the Android tablet. So basically, I would just need to crack it open, and where the HDMI port is, put in a Elgato and wire that up, and that would be really good to go, and that way I can capture direct footage off of the Gunpower, and that would make my actual range testing footage look way better. Something I'm surprised they didn't do out of the box, but hey, let's hack it, let's do it. We're modders, we can do stuff. So, what news do you got, Oops Entertainment? There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm hoping to get everything up and running, but now I'm super stretched for time. So, to put things in perspective, I have Jared's Epic Blaster Battle is happening. I was not told I honestly didn't think I was gonna go. I was literally this close to just like, he didn't message me until I think Tuesday. The event was the next week. He didn't message me about it. And then I had to talk to him like, dude, I don't have a plane ticket bought. I don't have accommodations. I don't have anything. You have not contacted me. You have not told me anything. And this is the thing that's like, it just feels like he's chasing a whole bunch of other people, and he forgets about the people that he was already invited. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I feel almost kind of like, I know he's busy, but it feels like I'm put on the back burner, and it's like, then he emails me, and it's like, it's fine, I guess I'll go. I don't really want to. I had to buy a plane ticket and everything like that. And, then it's like, I just don't really want to go, because I just don't feel like it's a good scene for me, to be perfectly honest. Like, I'm not really the kind of person, like when I stream, right? Like when I'm streaming to you guys right now and I'm talking to you, I'm not really doing it for me. It's not that I can't enjoy it. It's just that it's hard to like deal with a bunch of people. And basically my mindset when I go to do this stream is like, hey, well, this helps me keep my wit sharp and helps me keep my improv and everything going. Because if you didn't know, almost every single bit of every video I ever do is improv. This is a way that I can keep that up and running and make things hopefully as watchable as it can be. In the future, I'd like to have an actual teleprompter with a loose script on it, but for the most part, everything I do is completely improv. But it's like my idea of like a great time isn't like hanging around a bunch of people that I have like almost nothing in common with, except for the fact that I have foam dart blasters. Like, nobody knows what a Kamen Rider is. Nobody knows what an anime is. I'm kind of alone in that. I don't really have anything to talk about, and you know, everybody else likes to be in the spotlight and do all this stuff, and I'm not that kind of person. I don't enjoy that. It's not for me. So I was like, that's going to be a whole bunch of stress and anxiety, and I don't want to deal with that. And I was really close to just saying, like, you know what, never mind, this isn't worth it. It's not worth the mental, you know, fatigue to deal with all of this. So, I was about ready to just go, you know what, never mind. But I have an auxiliary reason to go to Texas. We have set up a collaboration with another YouTube channel that has dabbled with NERF in the past, and they are a big channel. And I wanted to do some stuff with them for a long time. It's a channel I'm a big fan of. I'm not going to say exactly who it is. You can take your I won't confirm or deny anything. Basically, it's a channel in Texas. They're big. They've done kind of Nerf stuff in the past. I wanted to show them what the hobby was, and they were into that. So at the moment, it looks like we're going to do like kind of a show and tell. We're going to do 2 videos. One's going to be a kind of show and tell. And also I wanted to do like a very basic mod that kind of gets you the idea of what the hobby is. And then the other is I'm going to try to build the most extreme thing I can out of like a drain blaster. So I've spent the better part of this week desperately trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this first mod. I wanted it to be something that is applicable to the hobby. I didn't want it to be like just normal, like buy a worker kit and shove it in a blaster. You know, you can do that and people do that, but it's not the spirit of the hobby. The spirit of the hobby is taking something that was like really not meant to shoot foam darts, or it shot foam darts really bad, and buying hardware store stuff and putting in a blaster and using a 3D print and all the DIY stuff. So I have sat there and thought about what blaster to use, and I ran into a huge problem because the Nexus Pro and the Aeon Pro exist. And maybe you haven't been around long enough to realize what that means, but that completely dumps on almost every starter mod you would do. The idea of taking something that shoots 70 FPS and making it shoot 150 was really exciting. But now it's like this, taking something that shoots 70 FPS, making it shoot 150 when you can just go buy an Aeon or Nexus Pro, kind of invalidates the entire purpose of most modding. Which is really, really stressful. And I sat there and thought, and I'll give you a couple of the ideas I have. So I have Hot Shocks. There's actually a big stock of Hot Shocks near me. I've never seen them on shelves. I bought like 4 or 5 of them, and I need at least 3, I believe. So that's an option. I need to do a spring upgrade, a barrel upgrade, and a catch spring upgrade. I think that's all I would need in a Hot Shock to make it moddable. So like brass, a different spring, don't know what spring to put in it, and catch upgrade spring, don't know what catch upgrade spring. And I'm sat there like, that's a lot. That's kind of a lot to deal with because I don't know what to do for springs, and now I'm out of time. I have to have the stuff pretty much done. Then I was sitting there thinking, okay, what if I do like the knockout? Well, the knockout is somewhat demanding for a first mod just because of how all the pieces are really finicky and the plunger tube is glued together. But you don't really need to do a spring swap on a knockout to make it good. It's already good. And when it comes to like doing the little bits and pieces and everything like that, I remember how they go together. And other than that, it's just building a brass breech and tossing it in a knockout. And I think the knockout looks cool, and that's a pretty cool little blaster. So maybe the knockout, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. But even at like, you know, right now I haven't decided, and we're going to film on, I think, the 29th. So those were my 2 ones. And then I thought about, what about getting, I wanted to find something that would take the Silver Fox, the 25 spring, because that would be cool. And I could shout out Silver Fox on a big channel. You know, that'd be kind of awesome. But I couldn't think of anything that would use an FF's 25 spring. The Hyper Rush 40 will take the full spring, and you could put a barrel on it and it will hit like, I think 200 FPS. And I'm still considering that, but it's kind of awkward. I think I have my Rush 40. Yeah. It's kind of awkward because all of this would be entirely useless. And it would basically just be a glorified Chronos, a single shot Chronos. And I didn't really feel like that was good, because like, yes, I could make this shoot one foam dart like 200 FPS. And I'm still kind of thinking about that, but all of this would be useless. It would just be a single shot pullback. So I'm thinking about it. Ivana, we will do a Rush 40 mod video. Don't worry about it. I just, like, for this video, I was just trying to think of what I was gonna do. And I'm still thinking about it, because that's a barrel upgrade, that's ammo conversion, and that's a spring swap, and that would make this blaster dumb cool. But would a Rush 40 shooting short darts be cool for you? It does shoot about 200 FPS, so maybe. I'm thinking about it. I was gonna try to procure some Rival Edge Mercuries, because those are still on like Target or Walmart shelves everywhere, and those are basically Chronoses. So Chronoses would be pretty good. It'd ruin the hopper and everything like that, but that's fine. And Chronos isn't like, you know, most people cut out the hoppers and stuff anyway for magazines, so yeah, it's rough. I needed something that was easy, that I could very easily get parts for and bring it with me and bring like 4 of the blasters, and I'm still trying to think of how I'm going to do that. And I would like feedback on how it's going to happen, because this is a big video, and I was hoping to get some help, you know, with this, but unfortunately I don't have help for this one, so a little bit of feedback would be good. If I miss your comment or something like that, go ahead and send me an email. You should know where to find it if you know how to send me an email, but it needs to be something that's accessible on shelves right now, visually interesting, hits hard, and encompasses the hobby, and I need to be able to easily replicate it. So like buying a, you know, like a what do you call it, Spectrum, and modding it, that's not really a good first mod. You know what I mean? I was trying to get like a good first mod going. The Ultra 4 is also up for consideration, but I don't think the Ultra 4 takes a spring upgrade that well. I may be wrong, and I'm probably going to mess around with that tomorrow, because the Ultra 4 would be perfect, because if you just take out the AR out of an Ultra 4 and just shove CPVC in it, it will shoot a short dart like 140 FPS, which is pretty rad. So, but it's been pretty stressful on top of everything else. There's a lot of things going on, and I just haven't been coping with it very well. I don't handle, I usually do work well under stress, honestly, but it's like to the point where I can't sleep at night, because I always feel like there's something I should be doing, and I've gained weight, so now I feel even worse, and I'm not adjusting very well. And it's pretty demoralizing. That NERF MA40 is $100 right now? Well, that sucks. I didn't know they were that expensive. Amazon NERF MA40. Yep, it is unobtainium right now. $135. That sucks. Oh well, I should have bought a second one when I was planning on buying a second one. Wonder if they'll make another run of it when Halo starts coming out. I'm assuming they will. Maybe something with the Edge Jupiter. That's a really expensive blaster. And yeah, I don't think that's a good fit. I wanted something that somebody very easily could like jump into. I'm still thinking maybe the Ultra 4. The problem is that has gears and stuff in it, but I don't think it's that bad. We've modded one before, but I don't think it took a spring upgrade very well. Yeah, Disney Dragon, but in YouTube's eyes, I'm not doing anything, you know what I mean? I mean, it's pretty cool that we have this whole big studio that's very close to being done. I made a list of things that I want to tackle, like, in order. It looks like I'm going to be buying some IKEA stuff, specifically because we need a desk and we need a cool desk. You know, we need to have stuff that's visually interesting and not just you know, hastily thrown together. Like, I hate this desk that I'm currently using. This is the one that I've had since I moved, pretty much forever now. I've had this for years. But I hate it. I absolutely hate this desk. It's horrible. So, probably gonna get a new desk going. That's like $500 from IKEA to get what I want, but it's a start. Now, why did that make me look so There we go, that should look a little bit better. Some shelves from IKEA for displaying stuff. Yeah. Get a Villainator and make it automatically. That's not a quick mod, so please stop suggesting stuff like that. It has to be something that's replicatable. ButterCon, you'll have to go back, but 2021 has just sucked. I don't know why I said 20. Shows you where I am mentally. Is the Atlas good? No, unfortunately it's not. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about that, Super, but the problem with the Knockout is that, again, it is really finicky, and it's not very impressive, because you get like 140 to 160 FPS out of a modded Knockout. It's not bad, but you could also just buy an Aeon Pro, so why would you mod the Knockout? It's cool, I like it, but why would you do it? But if I could shove a SF25 Spring and single a rival, or a Hyper Rush 40 and get 200 FPS out of it, that's pretty cool. So I might go that route. And it's like, yeah, it's $30, but it's whatever. M79 is still going to be a little while, as was the M20. I'm not going to do... Look, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. When I want to do these videos, I want to do them right. That's why it's taken so long. So the M79 was supposed to be next week, and it was going to be next week. The day after I filmed that, I was at this property before I was renting it and shooting it, and we found out the thing wasn't accurate at all. It was one of the most inaccurate blasters I had ever fired, ever. Couldn't figure out why. Instead of just going, wow, this thing's garbage, don't buy it, throw it in a bin, like every other YouTuber would have done, and you know who they are if you know what I'm talking about, I decided to spend time firing the thing thousands of times and changing every single parameter I could, darts, barrels, everything, to get some semblance of accuracy, to see if it's just me, or is it the blaster, or is it the environment, or something. I have fired the M79, no joke, probably more than any other blaster I own. I'm very well versed in that blaster now. Thousands of times. I have footage to back that up. But I want that video to be good. That's my problem. I don't want it to be a one-take wonder with some minimal editing. I want it to be good. That's why it's taken so long. Same thing with the M20. I have footage from the M20 dating back to March. And I'm still going to use it, but like, I want the video to be good. And that's the point of me. Like, there's no reason why I can't make a video good and put out content fast enough for it to matter. I'm done with this, like, oh, got a new blaster, open it, fire it, it's good, buy it now. I'm done with that. I think as a community, we're done with that. I've bought like every single Nerf blaster that has come out, and I've done reviews on almost none of them. Because it's like the Fortnite hammer shot thing. Yeah, I could do a video on that, and I probably will, but what sucks about doing a video on that, it's like, oh, it's a hammer shot, buy it now. You like a hammer shot? It's a hammer shot. And most people clicking on that would be like, yeah, no duh, it's a hammer shot. How do I make these videos more interesting? There are ways to make these videos more interesting, but I couldn't do that in my tiny little garage studio. I had half of a bay to film and mod and do everything. Now I have something that is literally 8 times bigger. So we can do some more fun stuff. That's my idea going forward. And I want to make sure things are good. I want to make sure that videos are funny, interesting, educational, inspiring. It's going to take me a little while. And I'm sorry. And that's why it's like trying to film. Like, I could go through footage and it looks like garbage. The Tomahawk 60 was supposed to be done, like I said, like 3 days ago. Had my computer not went down, it would be done. Thankfully, now it seems like everything's pretty good. So hopefully that video will be up soon. I don't know how many people noticed I have this in the background. So Worker sent me this, and I immediately took it out of the box and loved everything about it. And then they sent me an email saying, don't put it together. Now, luckily, I had not put it together, but they said don't put it together, the screws break. There are 3 kind of mushroom-headed screws right here that apparently the heads twist off of them. That's not good. Now, it's not, they found this out because they sent out production samples to influencers first. So they were going to see what that was like, have us test them, and then they were going to do the production run. Thankfully, they did that, so it's not like you'll go out and buy a Swift and it will be bad, but you should be able to buy a Swift, like, end of next month kind of thing. It's whatever. But there's also a minor issue with the seal on the plunger head. It's very, very not great. It leaks pretty badly, and apparently that was just another mistake. They used green O-rings instead of red. So, it's all fine and good, but this is a video that's like, had I done this the day I got it and rushed the video out to be first, all this stuff, I wouldn't have known anything about it at all. And I could tell you, just from what I'm holding, I really like this blaster. It is, bar none, in my opinion, I like it more than, like, the Saber M20 in a lot of ways. The Saber M20 is definitely better, but this thing is just like, this is what the Nexus Pro, or the Dart Zone Pro Mark 1 should have been. This feels, looks, handles better than any other pump action I can pretty much think of right now, with the exception being the M20, because the M20 is $700 and it has it in a lot of the right places. This Prime is ridiculously light, and this thing right now with the bad air seal is hitting over 200 FPS. With the big boy spring and the big boy barrel, it's supposed to hit like over 290. That's ridiculous. Minor problem is I thought the price for this, like, so in China, I believe they told me the price was $109. It's pretty good. And then I saw JGC Worker or whatever on Amazon, which I don't think is actually Worker. I can't tell. They put up a link saying, I think they had it at like 170. But then Worker sends me a thing saying it's going to be $200. I'm like, that's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. This thing is rock solid, easy to swap springs and barrels out of, feels great, looks awesome. But I do, something about me just says, like, I wish that was a little bit lower. Just a little. But I guess, I guess that's kind of what to be expected. It's definitely higher quality than something you'd get with, like, the Game Face Prime, Sita. Like, it's above those. The difference with those, the reason why most of the time, like, I don't like the Nexus Pro, I do like the Sita Model S. The Sita Model S is great out of the box, and then you can shove Retaliator stuff in it. The Nexus Pro, you can't. Then Dart Zone Pro Mark 1, you can't do anything to. I hate that blaster. Like, it looks nice. Well, it doesn't look nice in my opinion, but it feels nice. It feels pretty solid. But this, in my opinion, feels better. It's even got, like, the sandpaper grip kind of thing that comes with the blaster. You just have to stick it on. But it's like, man, this thing's rad. I love it. And the fact that it can hit stronger is just even more crazy to me. And this will be carried on, like, every other website, not just Amazon and stuff like that, but definitely good. Definitely good. But had I just rushed out a video, I wouldn't have known any of this stuff. And that's the kind of thing I want to try to avoid. I've done it in the past, and I've hated myself for it. It's not like I can't even put annotations on videos anymore thanks to YouTube, so it sucks. Well, you're just gonna get banned. Speaking of banned, has anybody played NERF Strike since like 2 or 3 days ago? Anybody? You see what they did to our boy NERF Strike? This is Mango. I'm still trying to decide if I like it or not. So, They killed Nerf Strike. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. It's really upsetting because I have a huge script written for it that I've been tweaking over the last couple of weeks. Now it's completely useless. They destroyed the game. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. They literally just ruined it. So they basically tried to clone the NERF FPS, which is now called foam FPS, where everything... Actually, you don't even reload. You literally don't even reload. It's just insta-kill, and everything's full auto, and that's it. Which... I complained about the balance in the game, but I thought they were doing better. I thought the turbine was still really good. Obviously, it was one of the best weapon in the game next to the commander, which was broken beyond all belief in my opinion. And they made the warden really satisfying, good to use. It had a use. But I actually did buy Robux for the sake of making a video and bought cases to unlock every blaster. Somebody had to do it, so I did. And my initial response to all of the new blasters you could unlock, starting with, well, the turbine, they made it into a free thing, but the Volt was pointless because the commander was better. They have a range stat, but the range stat doesn't mean anything. And what it tries to mean is that the dart fires, flatter better, but since every dart arcs anyway, there was no point to it. Technically, you could argue that would make it easier for you to aim, but it really didn't. You could have a turbine and, take out somebody with a sniper rifle. Easy. It just made the game not very good, in my opinion. So starting with, the first one you unlock, which would be either the trio, which I never got. I literally bought $140 in Robux. We'll get to that. And couldn't get the trio, which was supposed to be unlockable from a common crate. I don't actually think the trio was in the game, because I've never seen somebody else with it. So, the next thing is the Echo. The Echo was, everything in that game was full auto, so technically it's full auto, was 10-round mag, and did more damage than the turbine, but fired slower with a higher range. Problem, doesn't matter. Range doesn't matter, because we already established that you could arc every single dart anyway. The fire rate was slower, and even though it did more damage, it was still a 3-hit kill. So the turbine is a full auto 3-hit kill that had an 18-round mag and fired ludicrously fast, or a slower 3-hit kill with a smaller magazine. It doesn't matter if the turbine did 31 damage and the Echo did 40... one or what, not 40, yeah, 41, let's just say 41. I don't know what it actually was. It doesn't matter, because there's no instance where that would be useful. So, then you'd go to the legendary unlocks, which was the Surge Fire, it's the Surge Fire, I'm pretty sure, I'm not, Shockwave maybe, the rotating drum 15-round slam fire thing. Not good, because it is basically, once again, a worse turbine. Full auto, 15-round mag, 3-hit kill. Why would you ever use it over the turbine, which you get for free and was better? It didn't make any sense. It just didn't make sense to me. Then the last thing you unlock, or the other legendary unlock, was the Phoenix, which could have been fun. But the commander was already a 6-round insta-kill from pretty much anywhere in the map. It's a 2-hit kill. It's stupid. It was bam, 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 and instant reload. Bam, 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 and you'd kill somebody in 2 hits from across the map. It's stupid. The Phoenix, they decided to make into a snipper rifle. It was a sniper. Okay, it has a scope, whatever. And that's kind of cool. I've wanted, a semi-auto, SMG or something in Call of Duty for a long time. I liked using the semi-auto pistols in, Black Ops 2. The P20, or the P2, and the TAC-45, those were competent weapons in Black Ops 2. They were sidearms, but Black Ops 2 was the game that introduced this thing where you have a point system for building a class in Call of Duty, rather than just having slots you filled. It was cool because you could take off your primary, if you didn't want to use it, and you save a point. And you could use that point for more grenades, or more attachments, and all sorts of things. Brilliant game design. But they also made the pistols in Black Ops 2. People said they were overpowered. They weren't. They were competent. You could make a pistol a primary, technically. They gave the pistols, most of them anyway, I'm trying to remembering stats off the top of my head from a game that came out like 7-8 years ago. They had a 2-hit kill range. It was like barrel stuffing range, but it was a 2-hit kill range. So if every assault rifle in the game killed in 3 hits, well, technically, if you had a fast enough trigger finger, you could win fights with a pistol in close range. Not to mention they had a smaller thing on the screen. They weren't this big, huge rifle that took up your entire screen. Small little pistol, and you whipped around corners like out of sprinting and stuff, and moved faster. Like, everything was faster, plus it had a 2-hit kill range. Now, at range, it's like a 5-6 hit kill. You could still win a fight, but it was less likely. Made things feel good. It was awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I wish, like, NERF Strike would do. But, no. Instead, what they decided to do was change it so every single weapon tags you in 1 hit. So the actual health value that you have in the game is useless because you die in 1 hit to everything. And they also changed the stats of like every single weapon in the game to match this. So there is quite honestly no difference that I could tell between the Echo and the Turbine. And keep in mind, my Turbine was like level 4. Because I bought $140 in Robux. I opened a lot of cases. My Turbine, my Commander, all those blasters, a lot of them were like level 4 and level 3. They completely removed all that, so now it just all feels the same. Every weapon feels the same. The only one that feels different, or the only 2 that I could tell, was the Warden, because that's a shotgun. Technically still has a use because it fires a spray of darts, but you're not going to ever use it. It's practically, there's no point to it. Or, more importantly, the Phoenix. Because they didn't change the Phoenix fire speed. It's still the slowest weapon in the game, and is a sniper. But the whole point why the Phoenix was not a good sniper is because you can't headshot with it, and it was still a 2-hit kill. And it fires stupid slow with a really low mag. So there was no point to using any of the weapons that you would unlock from a crate. That's both the best monetization ever and the worst monetization ever. And it gets better. I'm qualified to talk on this, because as you unlocked weapons, and even like the masks and the vests and stuff from crates and NERF Strike, it removed them from the pool and replaced them with another or a rare. Let's say you're just opening on epic crates. As you unboxed, let's say you got the legendary, like every legendary. What it would do is just replace that legendary slot with a rare tier unlock, which was just a consumable. Bits, darts. Talking not about the fact that this game literally has premium ammo that you pay real money for. I've never heard of that in a video game, but literally every dart you fire, you can buy 10,000 of these premium darts that they move faster and they go farther. So you could buy that for real money. And literally every dart you fire in game would subtract from that total once you have those darts equipped. Never heard of that, ever. Instead of having like just a different dart type that you would equip that would change how your blaster would fire, which would be far cooler, you could have elite, mega, or like not mega, but you know, like just have different darts, have the suction darts, have AccuStrike, have all sorts of little darts, like that kind of stuff. I've heard of this in like golf games. Like I play a lot of golf, like Pongya and Birdie Crush and stuff like that on my phone, where it's like, yeah, you'll have a limited golf ball that will do something a little bit different. No, Literally premium ammo that's better in every single way. You never not use it except for you don't want to waste it. Dumbest design ever, and all it did was slightly make your darts faster and, you know, fly farther. It didn't really matter. We've already established that range is nothing in NERF Stream. So, as you unlocked blasters, it became harder to unlock stuff. Which also means that had I waited a year and spent the Robux I did, and they added more weapons into the pool, assuming they didn't just add more crates in, which at this point they probably would have done. But if it was all in the same crate pool, I would have gotten more bang for my buck. Because all of a sudden I literally can't unbox epic rarity stuff anymore. I have all of it. The only legendary thing I don't have is the Kraken gear or whatever, which looks dumb anyway. All the gear is completely pointless. You can't even see it in game. I don't know. Like, you're supposed to be able to see it, but you really can't. It doesn't affect anything. Which sucks, because it also is another thing where they could have made something different. Have less health but move faster. Have more health but move slower. Have, you know, you takes less damage from certain blaster types or something like that. And all sorts of weird stuff they could have done to make the game more interesting. They didn't do any of that. So, the monetization, as we've established, is the worst monetization. Not only is it super predatory, but it's also entirely useless. But none of that matters when they just made every single weapon in the game literally the same thing, and I can't get a refund on that 140 Robux or $140 in Robux I bought. I've never heard of this. The only time I've ever been really this pissed at a company, and people are going to say Hasbro had nothing to do with this. True, but also they licensed their brand to this company. Their logo is on the guns that you use in the game. That's supposed to be for marketing purposes. So you play the game like, I really like the turbine, so you go buy one in real life, and you take it out of the package and it stops working after 3 seconds. Or the warden, God help me, the warden. So I don't really accept that Hasbro had nothing to do with this. The only other time I've been screwed this hard by a company was Nintendo. Another tangent, just to go on. When the 3DS first came out, they had promised a whole bunch of games, and then they kind of did nothing for like 4 months. Nothing came out. I think I literally had to wait 2 months or 3 months for the eShop to come out. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, where's the demo for, like, Mega Man Legends 3? Well, they literally canceled that game before the eShop even came up, so I never even got to play the demo that was supposed to come out. What the heck? But then, after like 4 or 5 months, Nintendo slashed the price of the console that I had just bought by $80. So if you bought a 3DS at launch, you literally paid $80 more for practically nothing. You could make the argument that, well, that happens all the time. I bought a PlayStation 4 for $500 when it first came out or whatever. Now it's worth like $2. Nobody wants a PlayStation 4. Debatable. But this is like 4 or 5 months after launch. I would never want to buy another Nintendo product ever again. Thankfully, Kid Icarus finally came out, and that kind of validated the 3DS purchase for me. That was a great game. Now I bought all this Robux and unlocked all this stuff in the game, and now the game doesn't even work the same way. It literally is a different game after not even a month. It's a completely different game. And all of the things that I bought and unlocked are now completely worthless. All I have is a slightly different skin that nobody will see anyway. I don't know what this development team was thinking, but there's nothing I can do, right? I can't go to Roblox and be like, hey, look, this company took money and then completely change the way the game works. If I could just get a refund for the Robux, whatever, I'll dump it into some other stupid game, Arsenal or Phantom Forces or whatever, that I might have a little bit of fun with. But I'm fairly certain I can't do that now. It's not a thing that they allow. It should be, because it's like the game hasn't even been out for a month and they've completely changed the game. It's ridiculous. So all of this, like, I can't even go on Nerf Strike and dunk on kids. I mean, I still can, but it's not nearly as satisfying now. The satisfaction's gone. So, everything sucks. The only other shooter I was playing regularly was Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, because that's a fun game. At least it can be, but that's also, like, the most frustrating video game I think I've ever played that has, like, multiplayer competitive in it. Like, I'm not saying it's like an esport, but, like, you would be... I have 590 health, I'm moving at 7,000% speed, and I instantly reload and have laser beam weapons, and I died instantly. And I never knew why. I'll just suddenly die. And the game never tells you how, why, what, where, when, nothing. It was ridiculous. Yeah, and hackers. Basically, that's what I was getting at, is hackers. Like, you can never tell if any death you had in that game was a hacker or a legitimate, like, person just better than you. But it sucks because the movement and the customization, at least for your weapons and stuff in the game, is so good. It's like, I've won so many games of Totally Accurate Battlegrounds using the most insane things. Like, double auto revolvers with the tactical blessing. So, like, it just makes you run faster when you're reloading. The auto revolver dumps 6 rounds basically instantly. So you're just constantly flying around, just dumping revolver rounds into people. So much fun. Throw in lifesteal, throw in golden airstrikes, small mode, like, moving fast, jumping 17 times in the middle of the air, which is super fun. Oh my god, I literally, once you get the jumping blessing in Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, it's a completely different game for me. I'm like, I don't know why I'm so good at it. It has to be something like playing S4 League and stuff for so long, but my god, that game got fun. But yeah, it's like, I would play it and, like, instantly die from a hacker. Like, that happened dozens of times. You just land and instantly everybody on the map dies to somebody with a Chinese name. Sucks. And now, people have finally gotten tired of it, so if you try to go play Totally Accurate Battlegrounds now, you have to wait, like, 5 minutes to get into a match. That lasts about 30 seconds. The graphics are better than Nerf. I thought the art style and stuff in Nerf Strike is better. It could be a good game. Like, I know why. So I was complaining in Nerf Strike that, like, one of the biggest issues was, like, they made the commander a 2-hit kill. So that was their baseline. The first 3 weapons in the game, as from the beta, was the commander, the warden, and the turbine. The turbine was a 3-hit kill. The warden was mostly, was supposed to be a 1-hit kill. And the commander was a 2-hit kill. And I'm guessing they did that because kids playing the game on their damn phone can't, like, track targets for a long time in a first-person shooter. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Phantom Forces basically Battlefield? So you die instantly in that game? I played it for a little while and I hated it. And I've never played Arsenal. But it's like, you die super quick. You die faster in most of these Roblox games than you do in actual shooters like Call of Duty. It's ridiculous. And I've never been a fan of that. I liked old school Halos where, you know, you could get shot and not die instantly. You could turn around and fight back. Guns was the same way. Guns was really good about that, for the most part. S4 League was great about you not dying in one hit unless it was like a headshot from a sniper rifle. Great stuff. And now every game's like, you have to die in 2 hits or it's a bullet sponge. And I'm so tired of this because, like Fortnite was also almost good at that for a while. Like, Fortnite, you could get shot like 6 times and be like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Quick, hold down the mouse button and tap a bunch of random stuff on the keyboard to build this janky-ass Tartarus tower and then turn around and start sniping back. Like, god, like, I remember because I was in the closed beta test for Fortnite. I was like, oh, this game could be so good if they do something about the building, like, make it more meaningful and more impactful instead of just spam materials out as fast as you can to make some rickety thing that shouldn't exist. But they went go first into the rickety thing that shouldn't exist, and it's one of the biggest games on the planet, so what do I know? But man, like, Fortnite could have been so much fun for me. I love third-person shooters. Apex is not bad in that regard, but I also feel like the time to kill in Apex is also stupidly high. It just doesn't seem like it until you're into an actual fight. Because it's like, oh, the assault rifle only does like 17 damage and I have 250 health, but it also shoots at like 1,200 rounds per minute and it has no recoil, so you die instantly anyway. It's like, I can't find, I can't find a game to play. I've been playing like Smash Legends and that's about it. Like even Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, like I had content for a good like hour and a half and then you're done of things to do. I mean, maybe Ragnar. I haven't played Halo since like Halo 3. Play Titanfall. I hate Titanfall. Okay, let me refresh that. I don't hate Titanfall, I just don't like the way the multiplayer goes. Because it's all about, like, the tribes slash, what's the other game I'm trying to think of, where you just keep momentum. And most of that game is just spamming. It's the same problem I have with a lot of games where you just spam, like, insta-kill stuff. Or somebody's on Adderall with like an IV hooked up into them and they can laser you from across the map with 100% accuracy with a full auto, and you're like, while they're moving around at 4,000% speed, and you're like, is that person hacking or literally on Adderall with an IV in there? I don't get it. So it's like, it's not fun. Like, I don't mind advanced mechanics, but like the advanced mechanics in Titanfall are gone. You don't even use half of them. Half the abilities in Titanfall didn't make sense. Most of the guns were completely useless. It's like, it became unfun. Like, I played it for like 2 years. I have the collector's edition with the helmets, like, somewhere. Like, I've played the crap out of Titanfall 2, and it just got really boring, because, like, it became a different game. Same problem I have with, like, Guns the Duel, is that, like, you couldn't play Guns without learning how to K-Style. If you didn't learn how to K-Style, you couldn't play Guns. You'd start up the game and be like, wow, this is really fun. And the first room you get into, there's somebody jumping around like this, and if they get ever remotely close to you, they start cutting you with a sword and you can't move, but you never even see the sword. And they're also like, hey, check out my shotgun, bam, bam! And they just sit there with shotguns, 2 of them swapping between them, and you're going bam, 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 with insta-kill shotguns, and it sucks. It's like, even if you're on the other side of the map and they're spamming shotguns at you, it does more damage than like an assault rifle, because a shotgun's supposed to be a one-hit kill, and they're firing it basically full auto. The game just becomes unfun. Have you tried Iron Sight? I think I did. I'm fairly certain I did, and there was something about that game that got me. Oh, Overwatch is garbage. I'm sorry, Angie. That game is unsalvageable. Typically, I don't like team-based games, specifically because I don't like losing when it's not my fault. And also, it's harder to get into a team-based game. I'm really weird about that, because, like, you know, most people are like, I like Team Deathmatch. I'm like, no, I like Free-for-All. Free-for-All is way better than Team Deathmatch ever will be. TF2, that game is literally 14, 15 years old. I played it when it first came out, and again, team-based game, not very well balanced, and honestly not very fun. It's not great. Call of Duty, well, that's my problem with Call of Duty is the time to kill, because like you basically just die instantly. I actually tried to play Warzone when they made it like free to play. The last one I played was like Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Somebody bought that for me. It could very well be in the comments section. And I'm sorry if I don't remember. You bought me the game, and I'm struggling to remember what your name was, and I really apologize for that. But like I played it for, I think I got like 30, 35 hours out of that. But, like, the balance was horrible. It's like, you go into the game, everybody's using the same 2 guns. And it's like, and you die instantly. Did you play Halo? I haven't played Halo since Halo 3. Have you tried Risk of Rain 2? I have, like, 300 hours in Risk of Rain 2. I can't figure out if I hate this yet, Ivan. It's okay. I had that new Mountain Dew Baja whatever with the pineapple, and I really didn't like it, but I saw they had another one called like Baja Punch or something, and I'll give that a shot. Have you heard of Noita? Yes, that's the roguelike with the wizards and stuff like that. What I mean, like, I'm looking for a game to play, I'm looking for something that's like a shooter. Because I need something competitive. And that's my problem. It's like I haven't found a good game in a while. I tried to get into, because they have SMC on computer, Super Mecha Champions, and I like that game a lot. It's got a decent time to kill, you have a lot of chances, battle royale, giant robots, tons of fun weapons, like even the pilot mode by itself is fun, let alone the actual robots. But it's like, there's not enough people playing it, so like, you literally fight, you know, out of the 100 people in the room, 97 of them are bots. It's really unfulfilling. You didn't like Baja Flash. Is that what it was called? Yeah, I didn't really like it. It's like, I expected it to be, like pineapple, and it was coconut. I don't know, that's what I got from it. Then again, Jose says I'm broken. He was like really raving about some energy drink, and I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but it literally just tasted like oregano water. And he didn't like that. Z-Boy 7312000. Hey, WALCOM, here's a start to the lot. It ain't much, but I hope this makes your day a little bit better. Mango Pepsi is good with whiskey. I don't have any whiskey, but thank you very much for the tip. And also, that doesn't go to the lot because you did a super chat. And super chats go through YouTube, who takes 30%. Then my MCN takes another 10%. So I barely get any. And I also have to wait 2 months for that money. So it's not like I don't appreciate it. Thank you very much. But that's why I do the donation with the WALCOM S7.com. Oregano is god-awful. I'm trying to remember what it was. Like, he was mad at me. He's like, no, it tastes like blah. I'm like, no, it tastes like oregano water.
It ain't much, but I hope this makes your day a little better. Mango Pepsi is good with whiskey.
WALCOM, have you tried Rogue Company? I probably have like 100 hours in that game. It sucks. That game is garbage. I don't know if they made it better, because I don't think I've played it in like 6-7 months now, but it was bad. Like, I finally gave up on it. MCNs are great. They give me like literally like $1,200 in software, one of which I bought before knowing my MCN gave it to me. I wasted $350 on that. That was Storyblocks, I believe. My MCN gives that to me for free, and I bought it because I'm an idiot. But no, it's if I have a problem, I have somebody literally in my Discord. I'm like, hey, I'm having a problem, and she gets back to me. It's cool. WALCOM, do you like any other toys besides Dart Blasters? I mean, I'm kind of a man-child. I like cool, interesting things. Gunpla is kind of like the big one. I dabble in like Lego, Beyblade, stuff like that. Basically anything that's fun. I'm sipping Baja out of a cup that looks like Jar Jar Binks. No, I don't do Battlefront. Again, team-based game, and also, like, I don't like the, like, oh, well, I got 7 kills, so instead of calling it a helicopter, I'm now Luke Skywalker, and I can one-shot everything from across the map. I don't like that. It's dumb. I played Battlefield or Battlefront or whatever a lot, like the second one on, like, PS2 and stuff like that. And it's fun, but it's not like online play would ruin that. Yeah, somebody make a good shooter game, please, because, like, all the ones I've seen are, ugh. I go through, like, the list on Steam and, like, not find anything. Or I'll find something good and it's dead. See, I don't like Battlefield for the most part. It just doesn't feel good to play. Like, Call of Duty feels great to play, but everything else about the game sucks. Battlefield looks like it'll be really fun, but I don't really like vehicles. I don't really like team games. And then on top of that, the game just doesn't feel fun to play. It feels clunky and slow and ugh. Have a good night, Coney. Thanks very much for stopping by. Yeah, it's just a waste of sugar. It's okay, I haven't had anything to eat today besides 3 bananas. We returned to Monkey here, apparently. I see a little bit more. If I seem a little more ape-like, that's why. I saw the teaser trailer for Battlefield 2042, but yeah. I don't like MechWarrior because they're like really slow and they're more tactical than they are shooter games. That's not for me. I like fast action. I have all of them because like Xbox Game Pass, so they're all like free. I can go through Steam and actually see if there's a game shooter. Can I just look up by like multiplayer shooter or something like that? Too bad Hawken died. Yeah, I remember Hawken. That was a good game. Horribly monetized. Oh, my phone just went off.
So there's progress on the bar lol.
There you go, Z-Boy. You made the first dent. And also your name should be on the top of the screen now. Yeah, it is. We got a whole 0.1%. Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, I can't. That's all super high time to kill. It's not a run and gun game. It's more of a sit and wait kind of game. Team-based. Yeah, see, I tried Warzone, but you die in 3 hits, and it's a freaking, like, battle royale. So, like, you just... It's the same problem I have with, like, PUBG, where it's just like, oh, man, this game's really good. And then you die instantly. Like, wow, that guy 400 miles away that looked like a freaking pixel shot me in the head with a sniper rifle. That's a fun game.
Happy Saturday, mate. Got the Rush 40 and loving it so far. Waiting for Drax hop-up piece in the mail. How necessary do you think it is? Also got 4 speed loaders for my MK2. Excited for the MK3.
Not necessary at all, because Jose literally made one out of a piece of PVC and a thumb screw. It does make the blaster better. We like the balls actually went somewhat straight. Not perfectly straight, but somewhat straight with the one Jose made. Yeah, he literally just put like one of those thumb release screws that you put on like a battery door. He just drilled a hole and put one of those into a piece of PVC that he put on the front of his Rush 40. So thank you very much, Tyler, for the $5 and Z-Boy for the $1. Everybody keeps that. Yes, I played Titanfall 2. Have you not seen the video on my channel where I opened up and reviewed the Titanfall helmet and showed gameplay footage? I'd try Apex again, but I remember not liking that. It's super fun when it first came out, but then they kind of changed everything to not be fun. Hey, Isaac. Categories. First-person shooter. They're not just like a shooter category. Like most of the games on the list I've played at some point, so. Have you tried Cuisine Royale? I remember downloading that and then never actually playing it. I don't think a lot of people played that one, though, and if the game is dead, then... You know what I mean? Thanks, Jackal Blade. I appreciate it. I've still never played GTA 5. Not once in my life. I did that out of principle, though, because Max Payne 3 was so good, and I was hoping GTA 5 would be an expansion on that. It was a completely different, watered-down experience. I haven't played it, but I looked at reviews. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot out there. Huh. Well, maybe someday. You like retro games? Yeah, I grew up with retro games. I'm 30. I have like 4 different emulation devices literally sitting on my desk. I have one of these. You guys don't even know what this is. You've never even smelt one of these things before. To be fair, I didn't know this existed until I was like, you know, in my 20s. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. My wife, I thought I lost this at PAX. I brought 2 of them with the with 2 copies of called the Pokemon Party Mini. You can't have that freaking ring light on. I bumped the freaking mute. That's funny. I did move my mic to the other side. It's okay, I didn't really say anything other than like, hey, check this out, I got one of these. You don't even know what one of these is. I got one of these with a flash card in it, and I have this thing, which I was using to play Symphony of the Night. It's teeny tiny, and I love it. And then also, I have one of these, which I'm excited for the Zelda one, because these are legitimately really nice. Do I have a PS5? No, I have a computer. Why would I buy a PS5 when I have a computer? So that Fortnite revolver, I have all of them, and I maybe I should do a video, I don't know. Do you have any retro PCs? Not right now. Have fun, Boomstick. I bought 2 Venturi mod kits and never built one. What's $10 on eBay? Zelda Game & Watch is way better buy than the Mario one. I really wish the Mario one would have had Mario 1, 2, and 3 on it. I don't know why they didn't. Oh, the Pokemon Mini? Hawkeye? No, Pokemon Minis are usually pretty expensive. And the one that I have is like flawless condition, which is the best. What's that sniper-looking blaster on the couch behind you? This? It's not a blaster, it's airsoft. Keep muting my microphone. Yeah, it's airsoft. It's not a blaster. Technically, we'll shoot a foam dart like 40 FPS though. You wedge it down the barrel. Do airsoft mags even work? Long springs. You think the next Hyper Flywheel Blaster will have Dart Zone? Hyper Flywheel Blaster will be Dart Zone? How does that... Okay, you gotta make sense that Hyper is now an actual NERF ammo type. So, like, when you say that, it just makes me think of Hyper as in, like, the Mach 100. Dart Zone has a Flywheel Blaster coming out. Will it be good? I have no idea. Do you have the Conquest Pro? Nope. They told me it's gonna be a while till they can ship me out anything else. And that sucked. And it's like, eh, who cares? You can just go watch other reviews. I will have that Tomahawk 60 review done before I leave, though. I gotta put out something, but it's not. It's gonna get like 4,000 views and it'll kill my channel, so I don't know why I'm bothering. Rapid Strike or Moto Strike? Both are not great options. Icon deploy? That would be cool. So they'll never do it. Oh, you saw it on store shelves? I still haven't seen Hyper on store shelves yet. But I have, you know, obviously I have Hyper, and so I've been on Amazon for a while. I have to fly out to Jared's Epic Blaster Battle Wednesday morning. So, follow me on Instagram. I won't be happy. Yes, TI, I was surprised to when the Dart Zone Pro Mark III was shown to work with full-length darts, because that's dumb, and it shouldn't. I'm tired of it. I thought they were going to move towards, you know, move away from that with the Dart Zone Pro Mark II doesn't use full-length darts. But what do I know, apparently? Are you still doing the Milsig video? Yes, it's just going to take a while. Who cares? There's already reviews out. If you have to see a review, go watch a review. Liam Davis did one. He's the guy who made, like, all the super cores and stuff. He made a review of the Milsig. So, you want to know what it's like. If you want to see an actual video and stuff on the Milsig, you're going to have to wait, because I put time and effort in my stuff. And I'm still not happy with it. I have so much footage in the Milsig. I actually filmed the entire video one day and just hated it. What blasters are you taking to Jeb? I don't know. I honestly don't care. Like, when I was signed on for Jared's Epic Blaster Battle, they told us that is stock blasters only. Stock, unmodified, unpaid blasters. In a week, they're like, oh, by the way, now you can bring anything. I'm like, great. I didn't build anything for this event, and I don't want to, like, I'm bringing blasters because I have things I need for another thing that I'm going to in Texas. But it's like, I'm going to bring, like, the Lynx, my FDL. Maybe I'll do the FDL. I should actually grab a bunch of mags and a bunch of waffle darts and see if they work. But I've had so many problems with my FDL and waffle darts, so. Bring L-Chan. I thought about it, but again, needs to be like, I can't shoot some kid with 270 FPS in the face. I wish that I could get those new, I should try those in... I was gonna say I should try those in my FDL, but I can't even find my lipos right now, so what does it even matter? I'd rather have dual Lawbringers. You act like you can't dual wield Lawbringers. You can. Bring Pantsu. I'm gonna probably bring the Tokimeki Crisis one.
Putting a little to your studio. Can't wait to see what it looks like.
I wonder if that's Perry. Either way, thank you very much, Platypus Ood. I was gonna film some footage of it. So basically, we got a green screen wall kind of set up, but we need to steam the green screen. We have shelving put up. And I have an IKEA order to get a desk made, and then we need to buy lumber to build the workbench. So we're like still probably another, even if I had the stuff right now, we're 2 weeks away, and that doesn't count for the fact that I'm going to be gone from Wednesday to probably Wednesday for a solid week, I'm going to be in Texas. So, take the X-Shot Dino Blasters? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Perry. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I'll have you guys up here soon, but I'm probably going to see you guys down there before you see me up here. I know we were talking about that with Out of Darts. Are you excited for the Darts Zone Matrifarch? Yeah. Yeah, I am. The Milsig will be sick with that. I've done so much shooting of the Milsig with that electronic target, trying to get accuracy testing done. How would you sling a blaster without any sling mounts, like a Nexus Pro? You can buy Picatinny sling mounts. That's what I would use. Picatinny sling mount. Because it has Picatinny rail on it. If it doesn't have any of that, you can't. Excuse me. What do you think of the Infinus? I love the Infinus. I wish it was more moddable. I will make a good Infinus one of these days. I promise. I love the Infinus. I hate mags, so I love the Infinus. I think mags are dumb. I know a lot of people really like the super tactical reloading thing. I do not. Do you know of any good Nerf events in Florida? I don't, but I know like the SNST is like in Georgia, and that's right above you, so. I had to pick 3 best favorite Elite 2.0 blasters. What would they be? Trio, Turbine. I refuse to get a third one. Commander, I guess. Swift videos. I might be able to get it done before I leave. I don't know. I don't have a good place to film right now. Isn't the rail cleaner technically a stock blast? I could bring the rail cleaner, I guess. That'd be a pain to reload, though. Like a big pain to reload. So one of the blasters I was thinking about bringing, which I'm gonna bring anyway, just so I can, because I'm gonna do a show and tell with this other channel, is, I don't know if I ever named this thing anything, but the only problem is, like, yeah, it's just such a massive prime. And doing that, like, a couple dozen times quickly to shoot kids in the face would quickly get overwhelming. This is something that I was planning on bringing. Just so people know I can actually mod a blaster. But, I mean, who cares? I'm so mad that they're like, oh, by the way, now you can bring any blaster. It's like, cool. Had I known that, I would have taken the time to build something for the event. Thanks. You don't email or you don't message me about the, hey, are you going to, hey, here's what we're doing for the event. Like, oh, the event that I don't have plane tickets to. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you waited until the week before the event to do that, and then change the rules on me. It's like, God. The deleter is currently taken apart. I have to finish putty and painting on it, and that's going to its new home. Yeah, see, Young, that doesn't make any sense. They're like stock blasters, so there are going to be people there with Nexus and Aeon Pro shooting like 5-year-olds in the face with them. Like, they really didn't think this through. I was thinking of a couple of things. I'd rather just use a pistol, so. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. I was toying with the idea of bringing, like, the Gecko or something, but I didn't want to bring something that hit too hard. I really didn't want to bring something that hit too hard. The Drifter. Sometimes you got to show the little bastards that you're in charge. I agree. Singled Sledgefire. 1 second about that. I mean, we tried to make this thing good, and I wish I could make it good, because I really, really like this, but, like, it's not good. Oh, now it's either broken, or I didn't put a screw in. Yeah, like, I put one thing of brass in there, and then I plugged this barrel with something, and the FPS was still like 90. And that's with an upgraded spring. There we go, deprimed. Yeah, I wish this was better. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to make it better. I don't remember how I even secured that brass barrel in there. Always have glasses. I actually don't know what... Like, I'll probably just wear, like, the Rival or... I don't know. And, again, none of this stuff came up! I'm so mad! Like, because before it's, like, only Nerf, and now it's like, oh, here's all the stuff you can bring. I don't know. I know, Hawkeye, it does, and you wouldn't make me one. And you wouldn't sell me yours at a non-exorbitant price, so... I want a good sludge fire, I really do. Are you talking about Jared's Epic Nerf battle? Unless you're... No. Okay. Arc 10. Yes, that is true. Only VIPs could bring modded blasters. Problem. That wasn't a thing until they invited Captain Xavier. So they completely changed the rules for everybody out of the blue randomly. Which was dumb. It's really, really infuriating. And it's only just for the VIPs. Unless you're trying to tell me I'm not a VIP, which obviously you haven't seen the VIP list then. I've been a VIP for Jared's Epic Nerf battle for the last, over the last year, because it never happened. Yeah, I don't know if I like the Pepsi Mango. It's not bad. But I like cherry Pepsi, so... Yeah, I'm pretty sure there won't be a Jared's Epic Blaster Battle 7 at this point. I think Hasbro pulling out is too big of a blow. I don't know. I really don't. Like I said, I'm pretty pessimistic about the event. I'm not looking forward to it at all. It's not my thing. It's not my scene. I Yeah, but I'd have to have hyper ammo, Ragnar, and hyper ammo is expensive. I mean, I am an influencer. I can't not be an influencer. Almost everything I do on my channel is an ad, whether I like it or not. I've accepted this fact, but I don't have the grating ego that some people do. I don't like standing in the limelight. That's not my thing. It just isn't. For better or worse. Like, bring your proton pack? I thought about that. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I could whip that up in a couple of days. Can I get bulk rival ammo delivered before Tuesday? $500 pieces is $52. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to do something that was more of a, like a pistol. Zip tie 2 Villanators together. I did think about taking, because I have it, obviously, the Tomahawk 60. I mean, that hit a little hard. Bring a Percy's. See, my only problem with bringing something like that, Bailey, is just because the ammo. Like, I don't want to spend $200 on ammo. I don't really have the budget to do $200 in ammo, you know what I mean? It's like 300 rounds, or was that 500 rounds for 50 bucks? How far will 500 rounds get me? You know? It's not going to get me very far. Maybe bring an Aeon Pro. I would rather use a Jolt than an Aeon Pro, and I don't need range. What about your Dominator? I thought about that. That's why I was thinking of taking the Tokimeki Crisis with me. Because darts are pretty cheap. As long as it will work. Is 2 refills of the extent. Yeah, if that. Yeah, exactly. This is why I liked the Rush 40. Is because it's like, I like high capacity, but I'd rather, like, not have to worry about reloading and not just dump as many rounds as possible. You know what I mean? I found this LiPo when I was moving stuff upstairs. I wonder if it's even charged. I assume it is?
Alright. I'll tell you the truth.
Nope, battery's low. I'm gonna see if I can't find my LiPo charger. If I can find my LiPo charger, and if I can buy some waffles and this thing will cooperate with me, I'll probably bring this. Because I could just put a 40-round mag in it, carry a couple 40-round mags with me, and be fine. Oh, yeah, this has a custom... It's one of the few FDLs that has a custom startup sound.
Remember all the happy times we had?
What I don't like is this gap. I don't know if you can see this big gap right here, and I don't know how to fix that. How about the 50 cal shot? See, the problem with that is also the ammo cost, Ragnar. Like, it's just too much ammo cost. Granted, I don't think anybody else would have that ammo. Could I buy any more of that? It's in stock on Amazon. It is. Oh, but I wouldn't get it until next week, so I couldn't. Like, no, and I'd also lose the shells. That would be even worse. I have 100-something shells, but... Isn't the Dartzone Pro Mark III flying? Yeah. Thank you very much, Austin. I mean, I'm fine by spending like $100 in ammo. So if I was to use like full-length darts, that's like 1,200 or well more if Walmart had the bigger packs. That's a lot of darts. So I used to be able to get 500 darts for 20 bucks. So that'd be like a couple thousand. Flypoint was terrible with 50 cal, yeah. Yeah, Jake, they should work fine. They didn't really work well in a Caliburn, though. But it wasn't my Caliburn. I didn't test it in one of my blasters. It was somebody else's. Yeah, it sucks they don't sell the 500 packs of Adventure Force darts anymore. Bring a Spectrum. No, I'm not bringing the Spectrum. I don't need something like that. I don't need velocity. I just need a high capacity, but low rate of fire. I mean, I may do the darts, the Dart Zone Tomahawk. I don't know, I'll think about it. Cut down waffles don't work well on Talon Claw. Yes, that's true. That's why I was hoping the red diamond darts would work. Dart Zone Magnum. I thought about that. But if I were to bring something like that, I'd probably just bring the Tomahawk, to be perfectly honest. Super Drum, 60 round drum. It's 40 rounds. It's 40 rounds. Because it's a product that's marketed to be a premium product. So at that point, again, like the Dart Zone Mark II doesn't use full-length darts, and that wasn't an issue. And that's wasted space on the blaster. Like, there's no reason to have full-length darts when it can also shoot half-lengths. That's just a longer blaster for the sake of having the longer blaster at that point. Much like how the Talon Claw is so much better than a Caliburn, because the Talon Claw doesn't have the full-length magwell. That's like a good amount of length taken off the blaster that could be used for something else. Dual wielding 2 hammer shots with Gavin Fuzzy 8-round cylinders. I don't have 2. I have 1, and I don't like the hammer shot. I really don't. I most likely have to bring my FDL anyway. So, I'll probably bring the FDL and, the Lynx, and then the pump action, and then 1 blaster I'll use for the actual battle. That's what I've been saying, Anthony. Do you think half darts are ever going to be normalized? Yes. All a company has to do is produce good blasters that use half darts exclusively, and boom, problem solved. I still think full lengths will be a thing, but there's no point to them, except for compatibility. Do you have time to get the Tomahawk reroad for LiPo? I don't need LiPo power for this event. Everybody's going to be within 3 inches of me. What about a Diatron? Ammo's too expensive. What about a Megalodon with that 3-shot shotgun cylinder? I mean, if I started printing one now, I'd probably have one for the event, but the one that I had in that blaster when I did the review, I sold. So... it's fine. I'm not really worried about a lot. Like I said, I'm not going to enjoy the event. The problem is, like, I'm there for, like, all day. Because it's not just one event now, it's 2. And it's like, Jesus. Like, I would take an Ultra 2 or dual Ultra 2s, but the ammo's too expensive. And I don't expect to get any of the ammo back, you know what I mean? I'm gonna think about it. Might be the Tomahawk, that might be the way to go. Dual rapid reds. I don't need mags. The only reason I bring, like, the 40 round mags is because they're 40 rounds, so I'm reloading less. You should have made a half-length Ultra 2. Don't really think that's... I think somebody made something like that, but it's, like, way too complicated for what it needs to be, you know? And you got a Conquest Pro? No, I don't. Elevator's not a bad choice. because I have to go to Texas anyway. I have another thing that I'm doing when I'm there. So. Roundhouse. Yeah, I don't know. Rival is probably the most economical because I can get that ammo in bulk. I don't mind the roundhouse. I don't know. I'm gonna think on it. If I'm gonna do rival, I might as well just do this thing. And honestly, this will probably be what I do. It's just the fact that it has 2 springs. It's pretty difficult to prime, and doing that for an extended period of time sucks. Your Lepus or your Woozy. I thought about that. The Woozy would be cool. Because my Woozy, I do know where that is. Around here. Yeah, the Woozy would be cool. Because mine works. It took a while to get it working, but I also don't need that kind of power. That Woozy hits hard. The new worker blaster, just to flex. I thought about that too, to be perfectly honest. Because with the stock, like with the low powered spring in it, it only hits like 100 FPS. Saturn's not a bad choice. The only problem I have with the Saturn is how big it is, and I don't have that new pump grip for it. But I did think about the Saturn, because that's just stock rival, and that's really easy to... You might be onto something there, Rayquaza. That would be fun to slam fire. Yeah. Because I could buy 500 rounds. That'll go really far with the Saturn.
I'm looking for somebody who brings everything to the table.
Jared's having a Lex better short darts would dominate. Anything dominates. It's like there's no room to even move there. There's no actual game. It's just people shooting until they're bored.
They're aware of what they're doing and they're making conscious choices.
I do like the idea of the Saturn, though. I do like the idea of the Saturn. If I had the pump grip for it. That would be cheap, too. And fun. Do I know where my Saturn is right now? I don't think so. But it's also pretty... I gotta just buy another one, too. You could also probably buy one at the... Well, no. Everything NERF related anywhere near there is probably going to be out of stock.
But, just writing from a place of understanding rather than from a place of fear.
You have access to an X-Shot Crusher? I do. That thing would most likely not survive the event. How's stuff? Stuff sucks, but we're powering through it. Thanks for joining, McDoyle. Kind of like the idea of taking the Saturn, or buying one when I'm there, having somebody bring me one.
Yeah, it's not about the ideas, it's about how you support.
Zab Quintic is in the chat? David? I might be able to hook something up with him. Like, I'll bring a knockout, and then, as a backup, dual knockouts would be kind of fun. Dual knockouts would be really fun. There's no, like, files for a rival Saturn pump grip for sale anywhere, is there? Yeah, I as of Tuesday, I bought a plane ticket to go there. He didn't tell me I was going, like, because, like, I saw the event, and it's like, isn't the event happening, like, next week? And the guy still hadn't contacted me. And he contacted me on Tuesday, and we hashed it out, so I'm still going. So, Cosmic Toaster, the knockout is the single-shot breech-loading pistol. Artemis? I still don't think I own an Artemis. I do have a Hades, but I don't know if I want to take it out of the box. They're pretty hard to get right now, I think. Yeah, no kidding. And then he also changed the rules. So before it was like, no mod, like VIPs couldn't bring modded blasters or painted or anything like that. And it's still VIPs, but now you can bring whatever you want, apparently. Just VIPs can. Not normal people. Normal people still have to use stock blasters and everything. But VIPs can now bring modded stuff, and it's like, great, I didn't plan for this. And I don't need modded stuff. I would like to have something that I personally made, but I don't know. I'm considering the FDL just because if it works, you know, if I can fill 44 round mags and, you know, it works, I can put that on the lowest power setting and have fun. Takedown wouldn't be as fun as the Saturn. The Saturn would be fun. That's the thing. I'm trying to think of, like, how much. You'd have a lot of fun with the Saturn. Just trench roaring people. I'm trying to see if there's like a if there was a file on Thingiverse for a Saturn pump grip, and there is, but I don't have a printer up and running right now. But I might be able to get something going because I have a couple of days, so I can go set up a printer. Man, I'm really thinking about that Saturn. That sounds fun. You could always just go buy some grip tape instead of printing grip. That's true. There is a Saturn print grip by print grip. The hell, Colin W1 on Thingiverse has a pretty solid looking pump grip. Thought about the turbine because I do like the turbine, and I have 2 of them right now. I had 3. I gave 1 to Flux. Pimp grip. What printer do I use? I have a CR10, an original one. I have a Ender 3 Pro. I have a CR6, and I was sent a CR10 Smart, which is still in the box. It's still laying over there. Do you own any real firearms? Several, Cade. Mastodon seems good, or Colossal Blitz. I'd love to do Colossal Blitz, but I'm never getting that Boomco ammo again. And Boomco ammo is pricey. Pretty sure it's still an Obtanium. I mean, you can still technically get it, but they don't sell it in big packs anymore. You can't get 40 round mags anymore either. God, I should have kept one of my 40 round mags in package. Have a good one, Ragnar. How's the studio going? It's pretty close. It's technically serviceable. We need to do some sound dampening and stuff in it, which will take a while. We need to build a desk up there, which I'm going to buy stuff from IKEA, and we need to build a workbench, which that just has to be lumber wood. There's a Lowe's down the street, so... How long is the 40-round mag? It's the same length as an 18-round mag from NERF, which is pretty cool. It's thicker, obviously, but it's the same length. Where's Flux? I believe he's out doing something right now. Did you test out that big 3D printed half dart? No, I have not finished it. All the pieces got shoved into a box somewhere. We're gonna have... It's not gonna be next week, because next week I'm gonna be gone. Jared's having a blaster battle. So sorry about that. I would say I'd probably live stream for the hotel, but the event's literally that day, so there's no way. So probably starting the week after that. So the stream would return on the 3rd. Most likely spend that just going through boxes and stuff like that in the studio. Assuming I get stuff built by that time. Are those Dino Blasters I see at my Walmart any good? Are the X-Shot ones? They're just reshells of previous X-Shot blasters. Shell Strike. If it wasn't for the shells getting lost, it'd be a good idea. No, they are Nerf ones. Oh, I forgot Nerf made Dino ones too. They're meh. I like the Tricera Blast, to be perfectly honest. I think that's a fun blaster. Would you stream setting up the studio? I want the studio to be somewhat set up when we do that. Once we get... And I hate to say this, like, everything's kind of like in this transitional period. Once we get the studio set up, everything will be a lot better. My mental health will be a lot better. Everything will be good. So, we're pretty close. The lighting, everything's basically done. We just need to do a little bit of construction on auxiliary stuff, and we're done. Like, getting the workbench has to be built. Getting a desk for the computer has to be done. Thank God my computer seems to be working fine. I mean, it took a fresh install of Windows and lots of cussing and swearing, but it seems to be working. I don't know. It was not working at all. I went to bed, woke up to it, had obviously restarted some point in the middle of the night. Now it seems fine. I mean, we've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. And it's been great. I've been using it all day. I played some PSO2 NGS and it didn't die. Like, it seems like it's fine now. Did you put Rampage internals in a quick 16? I tried a long time ago. I don't know if I'd revisit that mod, but I planned on at some point. It's a difficult mod to do. The quick 16 doesn't have a very good bolt sled. Have a good night, Nicholas. Thank you very much for coming in. Darts are in corner fire. You know, if I could find it, Kingston, I would totally do that. I like the corner fire a lot. I really like the corner fire. That's not even like a blaster you can buy anymore. It's like kind of like the Sportsman. Oh, I probably haven't seen it because it's a Target exclusive. Did you see the Starfield trailer? I didn't. I don't know. It's a big, huge game, so I'll probably care about more when it's closer to release. Have a good night, ARF Trooper. Yeah, that corner fire would be kind of fun. Magnum X2 wouldn't be bad either. I kind of like that. I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, I feel the same way, Perry. Nerf announced a VR game. Any thoughts? I mean, I'm ready for it. I don't know about you guys. I'm fine. I wish I had a case that could fit this monstrosity in it. But, yeah. No, I hope it's good. I really do. Hey, Drifter! Have you considered bringing the Cyber Ninja? Yeah, kind of, but short darts don't seem very... I say that. They're not that bad of economics. Everybody welcome Drifter. Do it. Do it now. What's your favorite full-length Nerf magazine? Probably the 12-rounders. Or the 30-round drums. Not that... the Infinus would be good. Your dot is tiny. Tiny dot! How's life treating you, WALCOM? It sucks. I'm super stressed out, worried about the future. I don't know what's gonna happen. What do you think about the Adventure Force 30-round drum? That's a Busby 30-round drum. It's okay. It's got 2 mag springs in it, so it works pretty okay. But it's ugly, as with most things Busby. Do you have a Crimson Strike Recon? Yes. Want to ask, with the short darts, my prophecy can hit to 170 with some darts, but the cut down waffles hit 120 with instant springs. I think could cool. What are you talking for lower FPS? I mean, technically, cut down waffles will probably stick in your barrel sometime, though. I have an Infinus, and yeah, I love it. Would prefer not to use so many D batteries. This is true. Yeah, I like the Infinus, and I have... What blaster did I review recently that took D batteries? Oh, is that frickin', God, I'm never gonna find it. Oh, I know where 4 of them are, but I think the Infinus takes 6, right? It's the Mach 100. When is my birthday? 16th of July. I'll probably be streaming that day, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's a Friday. Which is kind of cool. You don't get too many of those. But it's not like I'm going to be doing anything. So. Infinus takes 4 batteries. I might take what's in my... the batteries that are inside my Mach and put them in an Infinus and see if that works pretty okay. What do you think is better in terms of blasters? Dart Zone, Adventure Force, or Busby? Well, Busby makes stuff under Adventure Force. So Dart Zone or Busby would be the logical thing. I think Dart Zone makes much better blasters. Busby has really fallen off the wagon the last couple of years. Thank you, Aiden. Be warned, the battery life isn't long. Well, there goes that plan. What did you do with your old modified Hyperfire? It just needs to be rebuilt. It fell off the table at FoamCon 2019 and broke the rail on the top of it and broke all the putty that I sanded. So I've re-glued it. I just need to put the putty back in. I owe it. It's like a year late. I owe it to Foam Blast. They bought it off me. Would a Strife full auto kit fit in a Demolisher? Not stock. No, you'd have to cut the Demolisher pretty heavily. So, Matrix Fire is Busby's answer to Dart Zone's Tomahawk. No, because the Matrix Fire is a Dart Zone blaster. How did you make your Quadcast change color like that? This is the Quadcast S. I have it set to red-purple because when I'm using the green screen, I need it to be a pretty solid color. But yeah, the Quadcast S will change color. It's RGB. Notice the... support bands here are not red. They're gray. Does the Infinus work with waffles? As far as I know, it does. I really like the idea of using something rival because the ammo is plentiful. I could bring 500 rounds of ammo with me. Easy. I like the Saturn. I just wish I had a different pump grip on it. Maybe the Pharaoh. I don't want something that hits too hard. I don't need something that hits hard. What's my favorite loadout, hands down? I don't know if I have a favorite loadout. I'm really somebody who just... I usually bring a truckload of blasters because I want to use like a different thing every round. Of all your shotgun blasters, which is your favorite and which works best? My favorite is the one I just did a video on. I did a video on that, the buckshot mod, not mod. The 50 cal foam paintballs inside of the... holy crap, what is that thing called? The Firefly. The 50 cal foam paintballs in the Firefly. That's 4 shots. It goes... Oh, do you think it's... Oh, wow. Just... Okay, well, it's done that before. Do you think it's worth getting a Woozy from Frontline Foam? I like the Woozy. If you're going to get a dual stage select fire one, I have one. I kind of beta tested and fixed it around for them. As soon as they put that up there, I'd recommend getting it if you have the money to spend. I really like... I have one I need to do a video on for them. Really like it. It's stupid good. What happened? What's the WTF? Have a good night, Jolt King. As of right now, Duck, I think they're the same thing. I really do. It doesn't seem like there's much of a difference between them. That is a really, really sensitive gain knob. Did you cut yourself? Did you cut the barrel by yourself for the gecko? That was actually done by accident by Luchathor, but I've cut barrels before. You just have pipe cutters. You froze on my end. It did. My OBS did refresh, but nobody else is saying I'm frozen. Yeah, I'm looking at it on this end. It looks fine. What time will the stream be over? I'm not sure how long I want to go. To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of tuckered out. I wasn't even going to stream today. I have 0 lost frames, 0 anything right now. So... it was buffering. I'm literally looking at it live. I'll refresh the thing. It looks fine. Yeah, it's fine on my end. What's my favorite Adventure Force blaster? The Villainator's up there, that's for sure. It does say, stream has disconnected, attempting to reconnect 2 minutes ago, but that I saw my entire OBS flicker, which it's done that in the past. I think after 2 hours it has to reset or something like that. Would like to just take a pistol blaster. That's the problem. My gecko hits too hard. I do kind of want to take the gecko, though. I do like that gecko. Were you surprised when the Conquest Pro turned out to be Slamfire? Not really, no. Are you excited for the DCP Flywheeler? I'm apprehensive about it. What's your favorite Nerf blaster line? I like Zombie Strike. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen, McDoyle. I don't even know if I need to rent a car. Are you still loving your Nexus Pro? I should rephrase that I don't really like the Nexus Pro. I like the Nexus Pro for you guys. If you don't have experience with a high-powered pump-action Springer mag-fed blaster, the Nexus Pro is a great starting point. But for somebody like me who has access to like every single blaster, it's not a very good blaster. It's creaky, it's awkward looking, it's meh. But for the money, it can't be beat. What do you think is the best cheap pistol? I need a cheap moddable blaster for HVZ. Do I have an answer to that right now? I don't think I have an answer to that right now. Besides like the Aeon Pro, that's not really a pistol. I mean, it is and it isn't. And it's also not good for HVZ. What is the Crony I use right now? I think it's an X-Cortec 3300. The Striker looks way better than the Nexus. That's true, but it's still going to be essentially the same blaster as far as I can tell. I don't have one, but I'd rather just use this. Oh, this is so much better than any of those. So good. So, yeah, what's your preferred half-dart blaster? Definitely this right now. Although, like, the Gecko's in that list, and I like my Gecko. I can find all of my angled talons. I might just use this, because I can probably lower the FPS somehow. Oh, but then the barrel would have a problem, wouldn't it? I mean, if I'm expecting people to have, like, you know, Nexus Pros and stuff there, maybe the pistol isn't a bad idea. Every time I watch your live stream, your hair gets longer and longer. I guess it is pretty long. It's the longest my hair has ever been in my life, that's for pretty sure. Do you think the Dartzone Pro Mark II is good even after getting the Gecko? Not really, in my opinion. I think the Gecko kind of replaced that for me. You're going to build an F-Tech 1. I don't have plans to at the moment. I do just want to take a pistol. Pistols are more my thing. What do you think your favorite type of ammunition is? It'd be Hyper if Hyper was more accurate. Stance on the Game Face Prime, it's a C/S, but different. It's the same blaster. I actually haven't opened mine, so I don't really have an opinion on it yet. Got my Lepus coming tomorrow, excited to build it. It's such a fun blaster. It really is. I thought about arranging to surprise you at JRJ Roundabout, but my weekend is my grandma's 90th birthday, so I can't make it. Yeah, that's more important. Does anyone know if you can get a hopper fed into a chain feed? Oh. Sounds very complicated with phone darts. What's your thoughts on the D-Dart? I like it. I'm excited for what they have coming out. That is pretty nuts, McDoyle. I think my grandma only lived to be like 76. That's better than my grandma. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take off now. Maybe use 50 cal balls for inline clips such as the knockout. Yeah, the problem with that is those 50 cal balls are expensive. So, have you seen the new Adventure Force Tomahawk? Yeah, I've had one for like 2 weeks now. What spring should I put in my nail biter? Putting any spring in the nail biter will probably break it. I put K25 in mine and it broke. Yeah, I haven't eaten today, so I'm probably going to try to figure out something for dinner. I think we have some hamburgers I can cook. And try to figure out what I'm going to do. Is Hyper pricier than 50 cal foam balls? They're about the same. Yeah, I need to try to organize my thoughts. I got too many things I have to think about and figure out before I go. I'm hoping Lucha has tomorrow off and he's willing to come up, because that would help me astronomically. Is there any hope for the Mach 100? I haven't modded mine, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm always around in Discord. I'm usually always lurking. So that's a good place to reach me. I mean, I don't always pop into the chat, because anytime I say something, the chat immediately devolves into nothingness. But hey, the one good side is my computer seems to be working fine today. I'm pretty happy about that, because it wasn't. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to stream, and then after spending all day working on my computer, I didn't want to stream. But yeah, so far everything seems pretty decent. Hoping that keeps up. And I will be at Jerry's Epic Blaster Battle on next weekend. I'll be flying in on Wednesday. If you want to keep up with that kind of stuff, hit me up on Instagram at WALCOM S7. Very good place to keep track of what's going on right now. I also do post YouTube stories through the YouTube app, and I also do post on the community every so often. We will have a lot of stuff coming. I don't know when. My hope is that some stuff happens while I'm gone at Jared's Epic Blaster Battle, and when I come back from that and my collaboration with another YouTube channel in Texas, which I can't talk about right now, we will have, hopefully, just be able to go full swing into some pretty crazy stuff. The studio is technically functional right now, but I don't have a desk up there, I don't have a workbench, there's stuff that needs to be built. We're pretty close. So, I'm hoping things will start looking up, but I have so much to do and not enough time and not enough willpower to do it. So, you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you very much for keeping me company. I really do appreciate it. I know videos have been slow. It will get better, I promise. And when it does get better, it will be far better than any other NERF channel. I will make that my goal. The quality is that we're trying to attain is we just need the proper setup, but we'll get there. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. I'll leave you with this song. Let it play out. So take care, everyone.